Good morning, guys, girls, and non-traditional seasonal shrubs. One day I'll explain that for all you guys, and by all I mean two who've asked what that means in most of my bios for these videos. Anyway, welcome to another episode of the H Talks, comics, films, and you already know, combat sports. So basically, I want to have a deep delve, or even a deep dive into why I think. No, scratch that. Shh, DJ, scratch that. Why I know that AEW will be so damn good on ITV, and why World of Sport was, let me think of the correct phrase. I was about to swear, but I don't really swear in real life. I don't really swear on these videos for expression or emotion, do I, to be honest. Why World of Sport was the human embodiment of pure horse dung. Yeah, I was going to say cow manure, but that's quite overdone. So, horse dung. World of Sport was so crap. You can see my tired eyes and my face. I hate World of Sport. By the way, don't get twisted, I love the original World of Sport from my dad's days, from which was what, 1970s to 1988 or something like that. The original World of Sport, Big Daddy, legend, Shirley Crabtree. Respect, salute, Giant Haystacks, Kendo Nagasaki, Mick McCannis, the original Davy Boy, the British Bulldog, Davy Boy Smith, all my days. Fit Finlay appeared on there. William Regal appeared on there. We can carry on for days and days, if not years and years. And what about that putrid World of Sport 2018 version, which, oh, do you know what, let's go into that first. Here's why World of Sport on ITV completely failed. There might be a season 2. Let's find out and let's see. If there is a season 2, I guarantee it will not be prime time. I'll be surprised we do Saturday night. Multitude of reasons. Let's go down all the reasons. But first, let's go on to the time slot. So it started off, I believe, at 7 or 8 p.m. on Saturday nights, which is okay, I guess, if you're trying to get a family-friendly crowd before X Factor. I don't watch X Factor. I'm not sure what time X Factor's on, but I'm assuming it's about that time. I did watch it years back, when they had actual good bands and like people like Talissa on it. But back onto the main point. So yeah, scheduling was alright, and I think they got maybe 1 million the first week, which I was like, oh my days, they got 1 million, they smashed it. And they kept going down and down, and then for some reason, not sure if it was in news or was it sports or something, I'm not sure. It could have been to do the World Cup, I actually can't remember what time the actual World of Sport was. But I remember it went back to like 3 p.m. and it finished off at like 3 or 4 p.m. So obviously, on a Saturday, people are going to be young people, 18 to 21, are going to be chilling for a night out possibly. Therefore, better things to watch on Netflix, Amazon Prime. Older people might be going out for a walk or for a jog. Middle people, I can't love in the middle. Middle people between the ages of 25 and 40. Let's be honest, man, if you're on Saturday, like I'll be working here, and I'm working now, but when I wasn't, I'll be chilling, go out with the missus, have some food. You're not going to be thinking, let me tune in for World of Sport. But here's the problem. Their DVR, that's the American phrase, but I think it makes more sense to me going to BT Plus or Sky Plus and all this. Let's say call it DVR, the recordable option. The DVR option, the recordable option, not many people did that either, because they can actually see how many people save it for later on, later viewing. Didn't really happen. And now let's go into, that's the first reason, scheduling. Number 2, characterization. Characterization was absolutely putrid. Literally, they had a guy, like, and he's a good wrestler, he's a decent English wrestler, Rampage Brown, fair play, bit of a heel, but he's got no look. He's just a brown dude, big guy, hairy chest, no six pack, no abs. I'm not saying you have to have that, but this guy just looks like a typical pub guy. Good wrestler, but he has got nothing spectacular about him. That was the number 1 fault. Not in terms of his, but my characterization at number 1. But then, they had a guy called Justin Sison. Justin Sison, I'm a wrestling connoisseur. I've been following Kip Sabian, who was on World of Sport match, for years. I know about El Ligero. I know about Martin Kirby. I know about these kind of exceptional sporting athletes. And instead they get a guy who I've never heard of, who I've looked on Wikipedia, basically wrestled at Butlin in front of 20, 30 people, and he's a stuntman. But then, here's the problem, Justin Sison did have a look. He had a clean-cut baby face, literally looked like a baby. He had rippling abs, maybe an 8-pack. He had quite good physique, but then they ruined him by 2 things. One, you can see why he's a stunt man and not actually behind the mic or behind the video camera. It's a personality of a nude. I'm not trying to I don't want to personally decimate and destroy this guy. But he just hasn't got charisma. You know, some people have natural charisma, yeah? Like Cody Rhodes, Enzo Amore, Jackson Hart. Certain people just have natural charisma, yeah? You watch them and you're like, wow, these guys are actually interesting. Like, you want to hear them talk. I do videos because I hope most of you, if not some of you, like to hear me talk. I've always been told, oh, you're quite interesting, you're quite eloquent, you're quite articulate. When I'm not living on like 4 hours sleep, 3 hours sleep like every day. Sorry for that, guys. But no, but then Justin Islip, I guarantee no one's ever said to him, oh, do you know what? I really want to hear you talk. I really want to see you up on a big screen. Because, and if you have, I don't know what to say to you guys. Every promo he did, literally, there was one promo where he said to Rampage, you've done me wrong for the last time. I will have my revenge. I will win the World of Sport title. Literally, it looks in the distance. It's like, mate, if you were reading off cue cards, it'd be worse. If you were taking WWE's scripted promos, you're probably better than that. So Justin Tyson, oh, and he won the title. And here's the next reason. They've got some well, they did. Some of these are left. They have some exceptional wrestlers like Kip Sabian, who's now in All Elite Wrestling. Watch my other video if you don't know about All Elite Wrestling. All Elite Wrestling is completely already top tier. They're already top tier. They're one of my favourite brands already. They've gone above Impact, Ring of Honor, Major League Wrestling. Literally, they're neck and neck with WWE already. They've had 2 major shows, All In, which was produced before the actual creation of the brand AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and now Double or Nothing, which is exceptional. But no, let's go back onto characterization of the world of sport. So they had guys like Justin Sice and Rampage with no character, it's boring. But then they had a beast like Kip Sabian, an absolute beast, a phenom, and they put him in a wrestling tandem, a tag team with a guy called Easton Reese, who's alright, but he ain't no Kip Sabian. Kip Sabian should have been a star. They should give him mic time every week. I even said to my brother at the time, I got this guy Kip Sabian, and he can deliver a promo. He can wrestle 100%, and he's got a look. He's got a very distinct look. He's got the tattoos on one arm. He's got a ripped body. He's got a nice haircut. He calls himself Super Bad because he's super bad. I don't know if it's to do with the actual film as well, possibly. If so, it's gone over my head. Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast. But no, seriously. So instead of pushing guys like Kip Sabian, and they've got, I'm not sure they still have, but they've got or had Will Ospreay, who's literally on the independents, probably number 1 high flyer. It's him or Park, I'm not sure. It's up to you guys, let me know who you guys think. It's him or Park. They're both amazing. Him and Park are basically the same level. But it was Ricochet, and then for me, Will Ospreay at the same level. Ricochet and Ali are now in WWE. But Ospreay's amazing. He's a high flying. He's the aerial assassin as he used to be known. He's done less high flying this year, done a lot more technical groundwork. He's took on more of a Jonathan Gresham type of in-ring technical mastery. If you don't know who Jonathan Gresham is, please Google Jonathan Gresham. He's a Ring of Honor wrestler. He's probably the top 2 technical wrestlers right now, only behind Zack Sabre Jr., who's been doing it for a hell of a lot of time and is amazing himself. Jonathan Gresham, Zack Sabre Jr. if you like technical wrestling. Any old school fans of McManus, Kendo Nagasaki, and guys like that, I really, really implore you to go watch these guys. Also Benoit's. There's one my dad used to love who's really technical. I lose his name right now, but if I remember it. Oh, Rollerball Rocco. That's it. I think it's Mark Rollerball Rocco. So if you're fans of those kind of guys, please check up Jonathan Gresham and Zack Sabre Jr. Back onto my point. So there's guys like Will Ospreay, Kip Sabian, but instead, who they push? A Love Island guy, Adam Maxted. Who's Adam Maxted? Like, I watched Love Island a couple of years. I watched it last year before. I didn't watch Adam Maxted season. Because I used to have a life. I didn't work all the time, I had a life. No, but for real, Adam Maxted, like he's got, to be fair, he's got a look, he's muscular, he's inked up, and he seems cool. He needs to work on his promos. Honestly, Adam, you used to get in front of a camera and just chat rubbish, like I do. I'm not saying I'm better at promos than him. I am saying it. No, but for real, he's got like, yeah, he seemed boring, but he had a look, to be fair, so I'm not going to slate him too much. But here's another guy who's amazing, and he's good in the ring. He's known in the British independent scene as Cyanide, the Beast. He's some absolutely mammoth, like, this always misregards you mammoth, like 6'6", 350 pounds or something, absolute man beast. Here's how I would have booked it. Had him as the champ and had Will Ospreay as the contender. Will Ospreay in between has to take on guys like Rampage Brown, Average Man, has to take on guys like Justin Sysum, face versus face, has to take on Kip Sabian in a hard-hitting 30-minute battle. That's what I'd have done. Eventually have him in the penultimate episode take on Cyanide, get screwed, and then in the final episode of season 1 of World of Sport, Will Ospreay versus Cyanide, aka Crater, which is a terrible name they give him. He looks a bit like a cheap knockoff version of Bane. But then here's what happens: Will Ospreay managed to overcome him, and the last episode of World of Sport season 1, even though the viewership went down to the hundreds of thousands, is Will Ospreay holding the title aloft on the shoulders of Justin Sysum and Kip Sabian and Yeston Reed and Adam Maxted. They're all celebrating, and right in the last minute, you have the announcer, this commentator, Bad News Barrett, aka Stu Bennett, come and go, I've got some bad news for you, because Stu Bennett's on the rise. And Stu Bennett gives that amazing elbow to my guy, Will Ospreay, and that's the end. But instead, the way they did it, Justin Sysum beat Rampage Brown, and then Stuart, I mean, he was, I don't know, I think he tried to attack Sysum after, I can't barely remember it, and then Stu Bennett gave him the bull hammer, which is like spinning elbow. Oh, it was poor, mate. It was poor. The in-ring wrestling was rubbish, except for the match against Ospreay versus Kirby. That was good. The tag team match between the British Bulldog Jr., David Boy Smith Jr., who's the legendary British Bulldog's son. I can't even remember his tag team partner. It was some Scottish dude. I think it was Grado, that Scottish person. I was going to say lump. But Grado's this comedy act. And I understand what they were going for. They were going for the PG kids, yeah. But kids on a Saturday are going to be out. Like, let's be straight up. They're going to be out at the cinema, at a park. Not many people think, like, let me keep my little kids in and watch World of Sport. That's not a thing. So that's just terrible. Grado should never be pushed. Never have Grado on TV or on terms of any wrestling program again, please. He was terrible on TNA, terrible on Impact. I know some people like that. Cool. I appreciate his sense of humor. I appreciate our truth. For me, Grado isn't as funny as them. If you want to have the kind of comedy, have Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry sings when he talks. That's cool. Have Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry can sing, he can talk. He's a great wrestler, one of the best. He's actually an old school amateur wrestler. Why did they not push Joe Hendry? I barely saw him on the show. So here's my criticisms on why it completely failed. Scheduling of the TV show was terrible. The characterization of the wrestlers was terrible. The utilization of the great talent that they had, particularly Ospreay and Kip Sabian, was absolutely shocking. The women's division was like, they had a couple matches, but since then, Viper, aka Piper Niven, has jumped ship to WWE, and I think so has Kaylee Ray to WWE UK, and then I think B Priestley might sign with All Elite. I'm not sure if she has yet, as a rumour anyway. So yeah, so they basically got none of the women's roster now. Kip Sabian's obviously jumped ship. I doubt they can afford Will Ospreay again. Maybe they can. If so, they need to change it. But here's more important. This is much more important. I just watched an interview. Tony Khan, who's the CEO of All Elite Wrestling and also the chairman of Fulham FC. His dad, Shahid Khan, who's the owner of Fulham and Jacksonville Jaguars. But do you know what? Let's not talk about that. That's real sport. Real sport is not fixed. Spoilers, wrestling's fixed. So in real sport, Jacksonville Jaguars might get smashed every week. Fulham obviously relegated. But in All Elite Wrestling, you can particularly choose who your fighters face and who wins, and how that develops over time. So that's a completely different thing. And so far, he's destroyed it in a perfectly incredible way. I'm gonna be honest, very magnanimous individual, and it's just been amazing. So I really rate Tony Khan as the CEO of a wrestling company. I'll be honest, he's done a better job than Vince right now. Anyway, back to my point. Back to World of Sport. So yeah, characterization, but more than that, I found out from the interview with Tony Khan, which I just mentioned, it was run by entertainment part of ITV. So instead of being run by the sport part, it was run by the entertainment part, which is just terrible. So anyway, I heard there might be World of Sport season 2. If there is, I won't be watching. No interest in it. Just decimated the whole roster, decimated the characterization, decimated the whole premise, and it was just shocking. Should never been on ITV1 either. Should have put it on ITV2, and if it gained an audience, promoted it to ITV1 and kept it on ITV2. Now back to All Elite Wrestling and why that will smash it. One, All Elite Wrestling has established wrestlers we've all heard of. It has Kenny Omega, it has Chris Jericho, it has the Young Bucks, it has Cody Rhodes, it has Brandy Rhodes. Basically, they've got young talent like MJF, they've got Darby Allin, they've got the Jungle Boy, they've got SCU, they've got Scorpio Sky. I could go on and on. I could list about 500. I'm joking, the roster's about 50 or 100 max, maybe 50. But anyway, the roster is packed, it's stacked. and they know how to act on TV. They've all, or most of them, have been on weekly television, and if they haven't, they'll have a quick crash course. Tony Khan will supervise it, will make sure it's perfect. He already has a relationship with ITV Sport. Here's a key thing: it's not going to be entertainment like World of Sport, which was on entertainment. This is ITV Sport. I don't know why, but the air quotes, sorry, I stopped myself halfway through. It's going to be on the sporting side of ITV, which is crucial for the development of this show. They know how to slow burn. They know how to utilize characterization. And it's basically going to be transplanted from the American version, so they're not making it for the UK audience. I think that was also a huge part of the failure of World of Sport 2018, was because of that. They literally created it for the UK market. They thought the UK market was on Butlins fans. Basically what we were watching, every week, like, oh, it's that Butlins, yeah, no, we don't watch that. We watch American style wrestling. That's why WWE succeeds. That's why it's got a market. World of Sport would do okay if it was technical wrestling only. That's why Progress as well. It's a British scene. That's why RPW, Red Pro Wrestling. That's why ICW in Scotland. That's why PCW. That's why all of these places do well, because they embody the scene and they maintain the symbolism of the scene which they represent, which is a British scene and also a European scene. Like Germany, WXW, incredible. Shout out to Germany, shout out to German wrestlers, shout out to WXW. But instead of doing that, World of Sport is the crappy little Butlins impression. It's just terrible. Whereas All Elite Wrestling will have their own show. I think it's going to be 2 hours. It's going to be transplanted from a TNT version, basically a show called WCW. It was on TNT back in the day even, back in the years. It's a new style, pardon me. But you know, it was back on TNT. And it was obviously World Championship Wrestling. Now it's going to be All Elite Wrestling. It's going to be transplanted basically where it's going to receive the same feed that the Americans get, which means they're treating us as the same. They're not looking down at us, they're talking down to us. They don't think we're Butlins fans. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate it. The characterization will be great. The in-ring wrestling is going to be impeccable. You have guys like I just mentioned earlier, Kip Sabian, you have Cody Rhodes, you have Dustin Rhodes, you have the Young Bucks, you have Scorpio Sky, you have Brandy Rhodes, you can have Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker. They can have some exceptional wrestling for us. They can have storylines. They can have John Moxley, the best free agent, where he was a free agent, now being signed by AEW in the game right now. I'm very excited for it. If you watch the highlights on YouTube, All Elite Wrestling Double or Nothing, or go watch the pay-per-view on ITV box office, you'll see the production value was up there, whereas World of Sports production was down there. It's just, I'm basically, might as well be comparing apples and oranges, but I'm not. I'm comparing, and the comparison consists of 2 different wrestling companies, and one was just pure rubbish. And let's be honest, World of Sport, I'm not sure it's owned by ITV or not, but it's just shocking, man. I heard it might be a crossover, like that's literally, if you go have a look on Google, crossover AEW versus World of Sport for certain events. I really hope not, because all that AEW do will tarnish their brand by associating with the pond scum known as World of Sport 2018. It's just terrible. Honestly, one of the worst things I've ever seen. Literally, I watch every episode as well, and there's not many times where I can actually sit and watch something and think, wow, this makes WWE look good. Maybe that was the purpose, maybe it's a Trojan horse by Vince McMahon, just to make WWE look amazing, because World of Sport was putrid, literally one of the worst things. I will never watch it again, honestly. Unless you tell me All Elite Wrestling run it and Tony Khan runs it and it's got a completely different background, completely different production, Grado's being fired, it's just shocking. But no, All Elite Wrestling can succeed as long as they do the complete opposite of what World of Sport did. Also, big rumours are it'll be ITV2 or ITV4. I agree with Viva. ITV2's got Love Island, not sure what else it's got on there. But ITV4's got like a load of classic programmes on there, and I think they show old movies and stuff on there. But if it's on ITV4, it'll do quite well. ITV4's here at the place I work. Everyone's got ITV4. It's on a mainstream channel. It's on all TVs nowadays, because all TVs have got to be digital. I think that was from like 2010, was it? Or 2006. All TVs have to be digitised instead of being analogue, so we'll all have ITV4 for free, as long as you pay a TV licence. I hope you all do. So yeah, ITV4, man, like we can all watch it. It comes out sometime in October. I haven't got any details. When it comes out, I'm gonna have a detailed insight of what channel exactly, ITV4, ITV2, what time exactly, and what I will actually speak on that, and I will do a video. I might even do weekly reviews if anyone's interested in that. But yeah, so basically this video is why All Elite Wrestling will completely smash and be amazing and be an incredible hit for ITV Wrestling, and why World of Sport is just terrible and let's never ever talk about it again. The only time I talk about World of Sport 2018 is when I talk about how bad World of Sport 2018 was and how good the old school World of Sport is. Cheers guys, and if any World of Sport fans want to disagree with me, please do tell me why you liked it. I really implore you, I really want to know why. yeah, because I thought it was the drizzling diarrhea poo. Shout out.